Chapter 1. The Child Who Watched the Rain. In the late 13th century, on the mist-covered island of Tsushima, a small boy stood beneath the wooden eaves of a burning village. His name was Hiroshi, and he was only 8 years old when war first carved its mark into his heart. Rain fell softly, hissing as it met flames, while armored warriors clashed like thunder in the distance. Hiroshi did not cry. He watched. He watched his father, a samurai of modest rank, stand his ground against overwhelming odds. When the blade finally fell and his father collapsed into the mud, Hiroshi understood a truth that would guide his entire life. Courage was not the absence of fear, but the decision to stand despite it. That night, the boy was taken in by an old monk who lived near the mountains. As the smoke of war drifted into the sky, Hiroshi left behind childhood and stepped onto a path carved by loss, discipline, and destiny. Chapter 2. The Way of Discipline. Years passed in silence and hardship. Hiroshi trained under Master Kenso, a retired samurai whose body was old but whose spirit was unbroken. Every morning began before sunrise. Hiroshi cleaned the temple floors, fetched water from frozen streams, and practiced sword forms until his muscles screamed in protest. Failure was met with calm correction, not anger. A sharp blade, Kenzo often said, is forged by fire and patience. Hiroshi learned more than swordsmanship. He studied calligraphy, meditation, and the philosophy of Bushido. Honor, loyalty, self-control, and acceptance of death. Slowly, fear loosened its grip on his mind. He learned that a samurai must first conquer himself before he could ever defeat an enemy. Chapter 3. Blood on the Snow. At 18, Hiroshi faced his first real battle. Raiders had begun attacking nearby villages, and the local lord called for warriors. As Hiroshi stepped onto the battlefield, snow fell heavily, muting the screams and steel. His hands trembled at first, but training took over. Every movement was precise, every strike had purpose. When the battle ended, Hiroshi stood among fallen men, his blade stained red. He felt no pride, only clarity. That night, as he cleaned his sword beneath the moonlight, he realized that each life taken carved a silent weight into his soul. To be a samurai was not glory, it was responsibility. Chapter 4. The Choice of Honor. Years later, Hiroshi became known for his skill and calm presence. One evening, he was ordered by his lord to execute a farmer accused of rebellion. When Hiroshi investigated, he discovered the truth. The man had only stolen rice to feed his starving children. The law demanded death, but Bushido demanded justice. For the first time, Hiroshi faced an enemy he could not defeat with a sword. After a long night of meditation, he made his choice. He helped the farmer escape and accepted full responsibility. At dawn, Hiroshi laid his sword before his lord and bowed deeply. "I choose honor," he said, fully prepared to die. Chapter 5. The Last Stand. Hiroshi was exiled, stripped of title and name, yet fate was not finished with him. When foreign invaders landed on Tsushima's shores, villages burned once more. Though no longer bound by oath, Hiroshi returned. He fought not as a samurai of rank, but as a guardian of the people. In the final battle, Hiroshi stood alone on a narrow mountain pass, holding back enemies so villagers could escape. Arrows pierced his body, and his strength faded, but his stance never wavered. When he finally fell, the sun rose behind him, casting golden light over the battlefield. Chapter 6. A blade remembered Hiroshi's body was never recovered, but stories spread like wildfire. Villagers spoke of a warrior who chose compassion over command, honor over obedience. His sword was found years later, planted upright beneath a cherry tree, its blade untouched by rust. To this day, monks say that when the wind moves through Tsushima's mountains, it carries the spirit of a samurai who understood the deepest truth of Bushido, that true strength lies not in the sword, but in the heart that wields it.